Hello and welcome to Pen Spinning Fundamentals. You've probably seen someone do something impressive looking with the pen before. Most likely they were doing one of these 4 fundamentals. If you've ever wanted to learn how to do that, you've came to the right spot. Pen spinning has hundreds upon thousands of tricks, but the 4 fundamentals are as follows: thumb around, charge, finger pass, and sonic. I'll even throw in some of the most common non-fundamental tricks as well, so wait till the end to see those. I also highly recommend learning every reverse variation of fundamental, which I'll also show in this video. Step 1 for every trick, get yourself a pen or pen-shaped object and make sure it's balanced enough. We'll start with the thumb around. First step, find the center of balance and place your middle finger there. Next, place your index and thumb a comfortable distance away from your middle. Next, get used to the back and forth motion, rotation around the thumb by pushing with your middle finger. Once you're ready, instead of moving your middle finger back, keep it going, making a sort of slow snapping motion. Get just the right amount of momentum so that it doesn't fly away and it has enough force to go around the thumb. No need to worry about catching it yet, just get comfortable with the motion. Don't worry, you'll probably drop it a lot, and that's normal, just get comfortable with the motion. To catch it, you can close your index finger to stop the pen in place. The thumb around reverse is similar steps, but just balance on your index finger, push with your index finger, and catch with your middle. And there you go, that was how to do the thumb around. Next we'll learn how to do the charge. There are 2 ways of learning this. I recommend the second way, but the first might be easier to start with. I'll explain both. Method 1. First find the center of balance and put the pen between your fingers there. Next place the tip of the pen right behind your thumb flap section. Next, put a little bit of pressure against the thumb flap by pushing up with your index and middle fingers. The pen should first slide up the thumb flap, then get released. Once you get used to releasing the pen enough so that it does not fly away and that it gets into this position, just uncross your fingers to move the pen tip to the right while keeping it pointing up. Finally, bring down the pen back to your thumb flap. The entire motion should look like a triangle at first, but the more you do it, the smoother and more circular it will become. There's another step not many people talk about, and that's skipping the thumb flap and going straight to another charge rotation, which can be complicated feeling to do with this method, and that's why I recommend learning the second method. Find the center of balance and put your pen between your fingers there. Next, try and lift your ring and pinky fingers without lifting the index and middle fingers. The pen should go over here. Then lift your index and middle fingers while also still raising your ring and pinky fingers. Once your ring and pinky fingers are at the top, start to bring them down. Still try and extend your index and middle fingers as much as possible. Finally, bring down your index and middle fingers while also still bringing down your ring and pinky fingers so it is back in the starting position. A hard part about this method may be getting it looking like a circle without moving your hand. There should be 0 wrist motion, it's all in the fingers. To do the charge reverse, just flip whenever I say index and middle with ring and pinky. You also can't really learn the charge reverse with method 1, so that's another W for method 2. And that was how to do the charge. On to our third pen spinning fundamental, the finger pass. First move the pen this way with your ring and pinky fingers touching the palm. Once the pen is above your ring finger, bring the ring finger up and the index finger down. Do the same with the pinky. When the pen is between the ring and pinky, extend both the index and middle fingers, continue the pen's motion once in front of the middle finger, close the middle finger and raise the pinky. Do the same with the index. To go in reverse, just follow the steps in reverse and use your eyes to copy the video. And there you go. This fundamental probably takes the shortest amount of time to learn, but the longest amount of time to get smooth, so don't worry if it's not perfect now. Now on to the final fundamental, the sonic. Although some people say you don't need to know any other trick for every fundamental, I highly recommend learning the charge before the sonic. We start by placing the pen between the middle and ring fingers. First, let's just bring the pen back and forth like this. The goal is to hit the index finger both times, which is harder than it seems at first. I like to tell people to imagine their index and ring fingers being connected. Next, when you hit the pen against your middle finger, keep going and bring your middle finger down so the pen can pass behind. The more circular the motion is, the less you have to bring your middle finger down, so that's why I tell people to learn the charge before. To learn the sonic reverse, it's similar but try hitting your middle finger instead of your index. Knowing charge reverse would make it 10 times easier to learn. And that was it for the fundamentals. Remember, practice is everything and you probably won't get it first try, so keep at it and you'll become a pen spinner in no time. Now at the beginning I'd said I'd teach you some more tricks after the fundamentals. The first trick, infinity. Sometimes called a fundamental itself, it's probably one of the most simple wiper tricks. A wiper being a type of trick where the pen passes through the fingers at its end, impossible to do if the pen was infinitely long. Start by holding the pen in this position, with most of the pen facing up. Then let the pen drop down by releasing the tension between your thumb and finger. Next, bring your middle finger up, releasing the thumb so it's in this position. The next step is to perform a wiper between these two fingers. This requires your fingers to not be touching too tight and not too loose. Once down here, bring your thumb up and release your index and continue the process again. Infinity reverse is not very useful or as common as the other fundamentals, but you can copy it if you want. And there you go, that was how to do the infinity. The next trick you've probably seen somewhere is called the twisted sonic. You need to know how to do the charge and pass reverse because that's all the twisted sonic is. Begin with the charge in between your middle and ring fingers with your index finger slightly bent. The pen should hit the index finger, stopping the complete charge motion. When it does, just bring your index finger up and your ring finger down, completing the charge motion. To perform it fully, it's better to bring your index finger up right before it hits so as not to stop the momentum. This is what twisted sonic reverse looks like. And that was how to do the twisted sonic. The final non-fundamental trick is called a neosonic. Start with the pen in this position and tip it up so it goes on top of your index finger. Once up, catch it with your thumb. Here is neosonic reverse. And that was the neosonic. Once you learn all the fundamentals in the basic finger slots, try learning them in multiple slots, such as learning charge in between the ring and pinky fingers. Once you've learned that, try learning them palm down. This changes the feeling of the trick a lot more than some might think. Once you've learned some variations, you can start learning pen spinning linkages, which are combinations of 2 or more tricks. For reference in understanding basic notation, numbers are fingers to represent finger slots. Feel free to use YouTube's slow motion feature to copy any of the linkages. Sonic rise, sonic fall, palm down sonic rise, palm down sonic fall, sonic to twisted sonic to neosonic, thumb round reverse to sonic, thumb round to sonic reverse. Hopefully this video was just enough to get your toes dipped into the world of pen spinning. Like I said at the beginning, there's hundreds of thousands of tricks and nearly infinite possible combinations, so really there's no limit on what's possible. Feel free to check out my other videos on pen spinning, and leave a suggestion for any future videos that you'd like to see. Thanks for watching, see you next time.